Hello friends, welcome to Weathercast. This is a quick update on the Cyclone NIVAR, which is heading towards Tamil Nadu. I'm just going to talk about the situation that I feel is the most likely situation. And this is mainly based on the observations that we have as of today, which is 24th November, around 6 p.m. We have some data available from many meteorological charts. So let us just look at them. So the first chart is the pressure chart, which is the surface level pressure. And if you see this pressure chart, you see that the pressure is estimated to be 1002 millibar. However, this couldn't be a real value because this is estimated. I think near the core of this cyclone, which is still kind of disorganized, the pressure would be slightly lower, around 998 or 999 millibar is my estimate. However, the important aspect is the location, which is still around 10 degree um, latitude, and it is moving it is packing winds of 45 knots, which is equivalent to a cyclonic storm, which is what IMD has also declared as of now. And if you look at the wind movement, or if you look at the movement of this cyclone, it is moving west at 5 knots. This is very important because earlier, this particular image, if you see the 6 hours earlier image, it was showing a northwest trajectory, and now it has changed to west. So that is a major difference that has been seen in the last few hours, and that could change the scenario of landfall as well, which I'm going to talk in the next few minutes. So this is from observation, and this is the Thai Meteorological Department chart. Now, if you look at the IMD bulletin, they are consistent that it is a cyclonic storm still, which is 45 knots speed, wind speeds. And it is also, if you see the trajectory, it is kind of moving west. The northward push that was supposed to be given by the Sri Lankan topology has already been done, in my opinion. So that particular shift is already there, which is this shift, which where it was coming almost flat, but then because of the topology effect, it kind of had a slight north shift, which is something that I also explained in my previous video on the dynamics of Cyclone NIVAR. So that has happened, and now it is probably going to move flat. The reason is because the intensification today was not very rapid. It did rapidly intensify from a deep depression to a cyclonic storm, but after that the intensification has been kind of slow, and that is mainly probably due to the fact that it is part of the cyclone is interacting with the land, which is the northern tip of Sri Lanka. And of course, there are these coastally trapped waves as well, which may play a major role. And you really don't know how the perturbations are traveling in the atmosphere. There is no data for that. But in any case, even if these wave perturbations, which are very likely, they may kick in later. So there is a chance that during the night time it will intensify to a severe cyclonic storm, which is what is expected by IMD. But until that time, it is going to have probably a westward track. Okay, so that is very important because if it moves just westward, even up to let us say a few degrees east, or sorry, a few degrees west, and then it takes a northward track, then also the likely landfall possibility is Pondicherry or below Pondicherry. Okay, so given this update that we are seeing a westward movement, a shift north of Pondicherry is not very likely, is what I feel. But again, it all depends on what happens in the next 6 hours. But the most likely scenario is that it may make landfall in Pondicherry or slightly below that. And there is another reason why I expect that. I will come to that. But before that, let me show you the vorticity chart. The 700 level MB vorticity has nicely organized. You can see from this, there is a very strong vorticity at the core, which is what is expected because the pressure has been lowering continuously, and that will ensure that the system will nicely circle around and try to pull the moisture in, and also the vorticity spin, which is the angular momentum aspect of this cyclone, is it will slowly reach to upper levels. However, at the 500 millibar level, you still don't see that particular maximum deposition of vorticity. This still has to, the central portion has to still become white, and that is when the cyclone would have actually reached all the way up to the mid-tropospheric levels. The convection, the strong convection that is there, would have reached up to the mid-tropospheric levels. Um, and that is when it is likely to get intensified into a severe cyclonic storm. Okay, so in the next 12 hours it will develop into a severe cyclonic storm, and after that I think if once it gets a free will, which where the topology of Sri Lanka will not affect, then it may depend on the open waters. If the open waters are see, again, the surface temperature is just at the surface, but the cyclone also feeds off from what is at the subsurface. So subsurface waters are also important. There is a estimate that this particular region has high SST and low wind shear, so it may even intensify to very severe cyclonic storm just before landfall. It is very likely. Okay. So once again, the reason I showed these vorticity charts is to show that the intensification has not been as rapid as expected, but there is still a scope for rapid intensification in the next 12 to 16 hours is what I feel. And lastly, I wanted to show you this ridge, the Indo-Pacific ridge, that is also important. However, if you see, the ridge movement is also, the ridge location is also indicating it's clearly showing why there was a westward movement and not a very sharp north movement, because that is kind of blocking the northward movement. So so the cyclone right now is here and it is moving westward. But as it moves westward, even if it takes a northward track, let us say by tomorrow early morning, okay, there is no chance that it could go to north of Pondicherry. I mean, that's something which seems a very low probability. Okay, and so putting together the realistic picture right now and putting together what is the forecasted streamlines of at their upper levels, it seems like the landfall location would be anywhere between Karaikal and Pondicherry. And that is the most likely location that I feel is possible. So Delta region has to be on a high vigil, which I think IMD has already informed, and also the entire coastal belt is also on alert, of course. But anyways, I still kind of feel that the this particular region, Delta plus part of Pondicherry region, is where the most amount of action will be starting from tomorrow early morning, and will continue for the next 24 hours from there. All right. So that is the update from my side. This is the last update. I won't be giving any more updates later on. So let us just see what happens, and please stay safe, people, and follow IMD updates and follow all the IMD alerts that have been given out. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, please share it with your friends. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.